in order to come into any approved station to make application. However, we do have the ability right now for people to schedule their knowledge exams as well as their skill exams online at drive.mn.gov.
Yeah, and that's a beautiful thing, because I would assume with this, it's going to be quite a few people wanting to be able to get in and get their appointments. And then you also talked about something too that's important, like just real quick, like how important it is to get into this driver's book, right? Is that important?
To actually study the driver's manual, yes. All of the questions for that knowledge exam or that written exam are in the driver's manual. A person would need to pass 80% of that written exam in order to obtain their permit. And there's 40 questions on that exam, and we have a bank of about 100 different questions that we choose from, and they change each time that you come in.
Yeah, and I say that to say I've been one of those people who thought I could just walk in and take the test, and it was like, nope, I need to dig into that book. So I'm just glad.
We have some data that it takes people about 2.5 times to pass. So we definitely are encouraging people to study. So less time in the station.
Absolutely. And I probably added to that statistic a few times throughout my lifetime, Jackie. So one of the things that's interesting, and we're talking about driver's license, we're talking about people who specifically aren't U.S. citizens, and we're talking about applying and making appointments and taking a test. Talk about the documentation that's needed for people to apply.
So the big thing is that the legislature updated what we can take as what we consider primary and secondary documents. Now, DVS has updated that on our website. If you go to drive.mn.gov, and in the upper left-hand corner, there's a link that says DL for All. And you click on that, and that brings you to our dedicated page where we have all of this information, especially our new primary and secondary documents starting October 1st. The big ones that the legislature changed were it allows for a foreign birth certificate to be a primary. As of right now, that is considered a secondary document. You can provide your foreign passport without any admission to the legal status information, I guess is the best way to put it. And then the other big one for our Hispanic populations is adding in that foreign consular identification document. There's quite a few Central and South American countries that offer that type of document. And then for secondary documents, the legislature added a whole bunch of different secondaries. One of the big ones that I like, especially for this population, is a letter from the IRS that contains the individual's ITIN or their individual taxpayer number.
Yeah, beautiful thing. Talking to Jackie with Minnesota Drivers and Vehicle Services. Call up if you got any questions for Jackie, 612-377-3456. And one thing I want to do, and just maybe a little off script, like I know what we're talking about when we're saying just for folks who aren't U.S. citizens. What about like U.S. citizens, Jackie, that just don't have a driver's license? Is that for folks too?
Of course. So,
and Jackie, real quick, don't want to interrupt you. We got a caller, so I want to have somebody be able to talk on this. Go ahead, caller.
Hi, I actually have to have a question for her but it's pertaining to that, but it's pertaining to the behind the wheel test, because I've been actually trying to schedule a test since actually June, and it's like you can't even schedule a driver's test anymore as far as the behind the wheel test. I'm wondering, why is it so hard now to actually schedule a test? Plymouth, Egan, Hastings, Arden Hills, Andover, like they're all like booked. And it's very hard. What can I do to actually get an appointment?
So the one way that you can get an appointment is to go online to drive.mn.gov. There's a link there where you can schedule an appointment. The thing with appointments is that they open up 30 days out. So today we opened up the schedules for October 13th. So we don't go out any farther than that. I would suggest the best thing to do is to check our system early in the morning for those skill exam slots. Also, you could call into our numbers. I'll grab that number for you. Of course, I don't have it
I have the number.
available.
I've called I have the number. I've called every day, actually, and I can't schedule online because I'm trying to renew my license, so it doesn't allow me to schedule online. And I've been having an issue with this for a long time. I call every day, and I call today too. So I'm not understanding. I'm confused.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I just suggest keep calling that number, and if you're not getting the answer that you're looking for, just ask to speak with somebody else, and we'll work with you as best we can.
Thank you, sister.
Thank you.
So, Jackie, just to get back to that question too, like, does this apply for everybody who needs a driver's license?
So Minnesota actually offers 3 different types of cards. This card, the standard card, is the most basic type of identification. We also offer a real ID and an enhanced ID, and they give you different privileges. But the driver's license for all card is becoming the standard card. So it is not going to be any different for somebody with legal presence versus without legal presence. And the legislature made sure that the card is not going to look any different for anybody. So when you get pulled over, the officer that pulls you over is not going to be able to tell that you are here either illegally or that you need to leave the country by a certain date.
Got it. Got it. Makes a lot of sense. One of the things that too I want to ask you too, Jackie, is like, how does somebody get approved translation of a document that's not in English?
Okay, so this is actually exciting because we just updated our form on our website yesterday, I believe, and it makes it a little bit easier to understand. The big point is that DVS does not translate documents. You need to bring in your own translation of your document. So if you have like a foreign birth certificate that's in Spanish, that can't be submitted to us because it's not in English. So you bring that original document, a complete translation of that document, and the form that we have on our website that the translator fills out, and they just check the boxes saying that they're not related by blood or marriage, that it's complete, and that they're competent in translating. And you can find that, again, at drive.mn.gov.
Talking with Jackie from Minnesota Driver and Vehicle Services, driver's license for all. Jackie, what's the cost on this, right? Like, how much does it cost to get this driver's license or state ID?
So currently, the fees are going to change October 1st. The legislature decided to give us a filing fee increase in October. But right now, if you were to apply today, a Class D license is $38. That's going to go up by, I think, an extra $3 coming in October. And then the state IDs, if you're under 65, it costs $27.50 right now. And if you're over 65, it costs $24. But remember, those will change 10/1.
Okay. Yeah, and that's not bad at all. I mean, that's kind of standard. I think people sometimes think through this process the cost would be a lot more, and it's actually not, especially for the benefits, right, of people to get this driver's license or ID. Jackie, let's talk about the benefits to have this. And I kind of touched on it a little bit earlier, but, kind of just add to that.
Honestly, when the legislature opened up the primary and secondary requirements, it is going to create safer roads and communities throughout Minnesota. Drivers will be tested to know the rules of the road and how to drive a vehicle. People that have identification are more likely to stay at a crash scene to help people out and exchange information. It allows law enforcement to actually have a document that they understand how to read and identify people. And you know what, to be honest with you, people are already driving that don't have driver's licenses.
That's very true.
This is going to, right? This is going to help them become legal and not have that anxiety when they are driving. And my biggest plus to getting driver's license for all is that there have been indications in other states that have a program like this that their insurance premiums decrease because you have more insured drivers on the road.
Yeah, I mean that's a great point. There are a lot of people who are driving without a license that are driving. I mean, in fact, there's some people with license that shouldn't be driving right now.
It's exactly it, right? They're going to drive, so why not make sure that they know the law?
Absolutely,
right?
100%. And talking with Jacquie from Minnesota Driver and Vehicle Services, one of the things too, and we kind of touched on it, was the exam and the road test. Just kind of touch on that briefly. I know, like road tests too. That's something that you have to have besides the written, correct?
Correct. So initially, we're going to start off by saying you don't have to start at an identification card if you don't want to. An identification card is literally just that. It is used for proof of identity. But when you want to start adding in driving privileges, you first take your written or your knowledge exam to show that you understand the laws, and that allows you to get your permit. And your permit is where you are practicing driving. You need to have a licensed operator in the front seat with you so that you can practice your skills with somebody that already drives. And then after your practice time is when you go in and you do your skills or your road test to prove that you can drive safely. After you pass that skill exam is when you get your driver's license.
Absolutely. And I'm glad you said that and you made that distinction. Because like you have to take that road test, you have to take that written exam if you want to drive. An ID is totally different. And one of the things I think that's important, especially when we're talking about folks who are non-U.S. citizens and the worry of deportation and ICE coming to your house and you know doing the things that ICE does. Like, should people be worried about the deportation factor, the law enforcement involvement in this, Jacquie?
Absolutely not. So driver's license for all legislation made that extremely clear. And just to let you know, Driver and Vehicle Services is not in the practice of calling ICE, even right now, even before the law is enacted. It's going to look and feel the same for somebody without legal presence as somebody with legal presence, like I said before. And not only that, but the new law specifically states that Driver and Vehicle Services will not share citizenship or immigration status with ICE or agencies that enforce immigration law unless we're forced to by a court.
Yeah, and that's understandable. I sometimes we say those things, and it may be true. I think sometimes we just need a little bit of convincing.
Yep, a little reassurance.
You know, because that's real in different immigrant communities, Jacquie. Am I right?
Very, very much so. I'm my biggest point in this campaign that we're doing with Driver's License for All is to just show people that we're not big bad DVS. We just want to test people and give them their driver's licenses, and we don't care if you're here illegally or not. It's just, did you provide the documents you needed to provide, and did you pass the tests you needed to pass?
Yeah, okay. And I had to ask that because I mean, I think me and Kim are going to say the same thing at the same time.
People are always worried, so
always, yeah,
that reassurance.
Absolutely, especially in communities of color, right? I mean, that's just we've been sold a lot of bill of goods for a long time, and
and it backfired.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we still waiting for our 40 acres and a mule too. We still ain't got that.
Still ain't
reparations, but I digress. Right? Hold on.
They tried with that. What's that? That $50,000 is that little reparation?
Yeah. Like, come on. So, hey, and that's just real, Jacquie. So, one of the things too, I just want to real quick. Like, I think people think because they've got a driver's license or they got an ID, like I'm all good, right? I can just go and vote for this election and all this other stuff. Is that true?
Actually, no, that is not true. A driver's license has never been considered proof of citizenship, and it is not a document that they use to register people to vote. So voters need to meet all requirements to register to vote, including being a U.S. citizen. And driver's license for all did not change that requirement to register to vote. And just a reminder, if you're not eligible to vote, it is a felony offense to vote when you're not eligible.
Yeah,
I did not.
I didn't know that either. That's good information. So,
don't play no games.
Don't play no games. Don't play no games.
Don't. And honestly, the immigrant population, they are not trying to vote.
Right.
Because they know how big of a problem it could be if they do want to become citizens. And even registering to vote can cause a problem if they want to become a citizen in the future.
Yeah, 100%. And people don't want those type of problems at all. Jackie, how can people get more information on this, right? Give people the websites and just kind of walk through the steps of getting more information about driver's license for all.
Well, like I was saying, we do have that dedicated page at drive.mn.gov. Upper left-hand corner, there's a DL for all little link. You click on that, and that brings you to our resources page. We have events that are coming up on there. We have a bunch of different documents. Coming later this week, we hope to have a bunch of translated documents on that website. That has been a big initiative for DVS to get a bunch of our documents translated. So go to our website. That is the best way. And then interact with different agencies that are hosting events like Copal, Unidos, Immigrant Law Center of Minnesota. There's many, many people that are supporting us and helping us in our mission of getting the word out about this coming live October 1st.
Talking driver's license for all. Call up if you got any questions for Jacquie Eiffler, 612-377-3456.
Jacquie,
go ahead, Kim.
I was just going to say that website again is DPS, right? D as in Delta, P as in Papa, S as in Sierra, .mn.gov.
The best way to go there is to go to drive, drive.mn.gov. That brings you to the driver vehicle services page instead of the Department of Public Safety page.
Wonderful.
Yeah, good call. Good call on that. I think sometimes it doesn't translate over the air sometimes, so making clear on what those letters are. Jacquie, kind of the last question, actually second for last question I just want to ask you. I know we talked just a little bit about the trustworthiness that folks may be a little bit skeptical about with the information, but also too like scams, right? I've been thinking there is a text message that's coming on my phone that says I've got a package at UPS that needs to be picked up, and they need all this information from me, and just bots and everything else. So just kind of talk to how can people protect themselves?
You know, fraud is happening right now.
Yeah, I believe it.
I recently got an email with a potential customer, a driver's license for all customer that had paid $1,000 to get a fake temporary.
1,000?
Yeah.
Wow.
$1,000. I've heard it going for $600 as well, and these people are giving up their hard-earned money to get something that they aren't going to get anything. So if somebody tells you that it's going to cost an astronomical amount to get a driver's license, permit, or identification card, check our website. We have our fees posted there. If somebody is trying to scam you and saying it's going to be $1,000 to apply for an ID, we're setting up an email box for people to report to, but for right now, you can always just call our main line and report something. You also can report it to different agencies like Copal, Unidos, City of Minneapolis, Immigrant Law Center of Minnesota, and the Attorney General's office is probably the best one to report fraud and scams to. But please be vigilant. There is not a person in this state that can give somebody that does not have legal presence a card before October 1st. My team is the one that processes all those applications, and I know for a fact that it's not going through.
It's not going to happen.
So wait until October 1st. Don't get scammed. Don't
Yeah,
get scammed.
absolutely. Talking about $1,000, and
That's a lot of
I can
money.
get you a driver's license by Friday. Don't believe it.
Don't believe the hype.
Don't believe the hype. Hey, Jackie, one of the things that I want to just ask you before I get you out of here is that this is historic, right? This is historic on many different levels, and just you personally, why are you so excited about what's happening or what's going to happen to our folks in this city?
You know, it has been, personally, it's been really frustrating sitting back and being like, well, these people, they want to do what's right. They want to have their driver's license, and they want to be able to drive and not get pulled over. So really, it is about inclusivity and becoming that one Minnesota like Governor Walz has a vision of. And you know what? It's about being human, and people have the right to identification.
Yeah, no, that's beautiful. Well said. And I before I got on air, I just gave just some shout outs to Governor Walz about being a really progressive governor, especially with some of the things that he's already passed, like the legalization of marijuana. Now we're talking about driver's license for all. Just wanted to give him a shout out for making these things happen. I know a lot of things had to align for a lot of those things to work out to get it, but it is happening. And for us to be able to help out our brothers and sisters in this community who live in fear of a lot of different things, at least be able to have a little leeway, being a part of the situation, the city, and the processes by having these documents. And I just think that's, to me, Kim, is historic, right?
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
So that's my 2 cents, Jackie. Always a pleasure. Thank you for coming on
Jackie.
360. Have a great day.
Yes, you guys too. You have a wonderful day, and we look forward to helping people now, but also October 1st.
Yes.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, like that's huge. I mean, I just think, just giving a shout out to the governor, Kim, man, just having folks be feeling like they're a part of this
Community.
Exactly.
They here. They ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what, you gonna make them feel uncomfortable? Or just, every time that they get pulled over, you gonna harass them? Come on, give them a...
Absolutely. It's just crazy. And then just like Kim, like imagining when you don't have no license and you see the police behind you, even people with license.
Right, already
nervous. So imagine you're not a citizen and you behind the wheel and you got to go take care of your family. You got to work.
Right, you giving people heart attacks.
Yeah, man, that's just
for no reason. For no reason.
For no reason. So it's good. I give a shout out to Walz, man.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Somebody is calling.
Uh-oh.
Shall we see?
Yeah, let's see who it is.
KMOJ, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, this is Ryan from St. Paul. How you doing today?
Good.
Hey, how you doing?
How are you?
I'm alright. Just kind of relaxed right now. And I'm kind of in the middle of trying to look for a job, trying to get some work going for myself.
Okay.
All right. How is that going? Is it going good, brother?
Pretty good, yeah. I went online and applied at Cup Foods Midway in St. Paul.
Okay.
All right. Hey,
Wonderful.
man. Hey, keep it going,
Good
man.
luck.
Yeah, keep
I
it
was going
going.
to do a quick song request.
Oh, what are you trying to hear?
I want to hear some Jazz Jeff Fresh Prince, Summertime.
Summertime?
I got you, because summertime is almost over.
It's almost, the calendar say we still got some days left. It don't feel like it.
We're going to try to get that on for you.
Kim got you.
I got you next. That's coming up next.
All right, that's cool. Thank you.
You're
You do a
welcome.
shout out too?
Yeah, bro, you taking up a lot of space, but go ahead, man. Quick, do it quick.
Yeah, just do a shout out, Ryan from St. Paul. That's all I want.
All right,
All right,
man.
thank you,
Appreciate you for
sweetheart.
calling, man.
Have a
Thank
good
you for
day.
listening.
Yeah, all right, take it easy.
Yep. Hey, that's the risk we run sometimes.
It is
Getting
when you answer those phone lines. You never know what you're going to get.
Yeah, but this brother, this dude, he's getting some jobs, man. So he's good, man.
Good luck to you,
Yeah.
bro.
Hey, Kim, you good?
I'm
feeling
good. I am feeling awesome. I'm almost wrapped up with my move.
Okay,
So
all right.
I'm feeling good. God is good.
I heard
How
that.
about you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm a little hungry. I'm gonna try to get me some food.
Some
Head
good
back to
food,
work. Yeah.
right?
You know how you bring something for lunch and don't want to eat it?
Do not want to eat
I
it
want
at
something
all.
else. Good to see you, sister.
You as well, love. Minneapolis 360. One love, kings and queens. Until next time. And you know what? Let's get that summertime on real quick.
My man gonna be happy.